Yo, what's going on, guys? So this is the 18th of November. This is day two of posting trade recaps on YouTube until I'm profitable. And yeah, so simply just to get into the day right off the bat, I got break even today, so I made $0 today day trading. Again, is what it is. It's a really brutal break even as well. So I'll get into why I took it, what I was thinking going into the market today, and what I felt overall. Price action today wasn't the best, but it was like lots of people were saying it was like dog shit. I don't agree that it was dog shit. It made sense for sure to me. Um, I liked the first trade. There also was a decent opportunity as well, a decent A+ opportunity, continuation short to my final draw on liquidity for the day, which I ended up fading just because, not because I was tilted after the first trade or anything like that. I just decided to fade it, even though it was pretty good. So I'll get into why. So yeah, let's go over it. So coming into the day, very very bearish today, to be honest, just on the higher time frame. Okay, so as we can see coming into the day, super bearish for me. Like, it was just one of those days, like we have draws lower, we're not really rejecting off anything. My final draw on liquidity for the day was this daily low. Why was this my final draw on liquidity for the day? Simply enough because we've just been disrespecting, like we're delivering from sell side liquidity. We are disrespecting PD rates to the left of us. We're disrespecting bullish higher time frame for value gaps, which is 4 hours, as we can see. What do we do overnight? Hold on. So this was yesterday, sorry. So overnight sessions, what did we do? We had Asia session, which is, sorry, going on to lower time frame. Yes, this is Asia session right here. What do? We open up this 4 hour, and then Asia taps into it, and then we can move lower. Like, it's just a huge bearish day for me. And there's just nothing really that we were rejecting off in the higher time frame to tell us that we were bullish. I was definitely bearish today. As you can see, like, look, inverse daily, create new daily, which is create bearish daily, inverse bullish daily, create bearish daily, tap bearish daily, move lower. Like, we're just, everything just is just bearish. And like, I was at minimum bearish down to this daily low down here, and there's no higher time frame bullish SMTs or anything like that. Session liquidity was all, we were just bearish basically in every session. Like, this is like one of those clear bearish bias days for me. So coming into market open, what I wanted to see, if we want to go back, what I wanted to see was, we made this like accumulation zone pre-market, which we tend to do a lot. Right here on this 15-minute, you can see the 15-minute is just stacking highs and like some lows and poking highs on lows. And my condition today for us to be bearish was for market to either just dump on open, and then I could try to take a continuation short down to this daily low, which is my final draw on liquidity for the day. Sorry. Or, so that was option A, and then option B was market opens higher, sweeps out this accumulation zone, we reject off a PD rate, and then make a move lower. And preferably, if we don't end up taking out any of these highs, if we did have a bearish CVD divergence, I would still be willing to take these shorts even if we didn't, because I felt like, because of how bearish we were, there was a chance that we didn't come up and take London and maybe like not reject off any of these PD rates above up here or take Asia. Obviously, that would have been like ideal for like a great short, but market open like just showed me that I didn't really feel that was going to happen. So coming into the market open, if you want to skip into it here, where is this? 9:15. So there's market open here, and then there's the manipulation candle. Basically, we have this entire, again, this 15-minute accumulation zone. We manipulate out of this, and then what do? We come up and we get close. We take out like a good bit of LRL here. ES does the same. Does the same thing, so there's no SMT or anything. But however, if we go to the CVD chart, we can see here we had a CVD divergence with Asia session. So that was like my final draw on liquidity for bullish price action until we were to flip bearish, because obviously my higher time frame bias is bearish. So like anything like less than that for me would have been manipulation. And the highest point I would like to see us go if we want to be bearish is Asia. I wouldn't like to see us go any higher than that, right? Because if we were to take Asia, that means we'd be taking a 4-hour wick, which is a 4-hour high, inside of a 4-hour fair value gap, which is like, prime shorts from there. But on the CVD chart, as we can see, CVD came all the way up here, created a massive CVD divergence to the upside. So a massive bearish CVD with Asia session highs, taking out all this. As we can see right here, huge CVD divergence. So that's showing that buyers ended up becoming exhausted up here and tried to move price higher, but NQ didn't move higher. So buyers got exhausted and sellers stepped in. Pretty simple. And what else did we have? We had this 5-minute fair value gap right here as well, which is what I used as another way to take this trade. We had this 5-minute fair value gap, and this 5-minute candle on open comes all the way up here and then comes down and manages to close below that 5 minutes. So it still respects it, even after taking out all this liquidity, and with that huge bearish CVD divergence at my final draw liquidity for bullish price action. Like this short made a lot of sense to me. So then I scaled down to the higher time frame, and then I was looking at the highest time frame inversion within this leg of price. And in this case, it was a 1-minute fair value gap, which we opened up right here. There was no 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute, as you can see. The highest time frame fair value gap inversion within this leg was a 1-minute fair value gap, which is my entry model. And from here, honestly, I was just like purely bearish down to London lows, like at minimum. That was like my draw liquidity. We created, like, engineered some good liquidity to the downside too. We had this low down here. As you see, we had this 15-minute low we poked in, and we had obviously the 9:30 a.m. candle low as well, which is also a super strong draw. So for me, I was just purely bearish down to London lows. Now, I was really confident in this trade. Like, another reason why I was super confident as well is because, so again, if you want to skip here, boom, that's where I entered the trade. So I entered the trade right here. The second we inverse this 1 minute, good displacement as well. Not like kind of choppy respecting or like kind of chopping with inside of it. It's just pure displacement right through that 1 minute fair value gap, which is exactly what I want to see. I had my stop, so I entered shorts here, and I was going break even at the internal low right here, and my final TP was at London session liquidity, or London session lows down here, right? Obviously, my final draw on liquidity for the day was this low, this daily low, but I don't need to hold down to there. Like, in a sense, you could have said I kind of got a little bit greedy today, because it did hit a 1-to-1. No, it actually didn't. It didn't really hit a 1-to-1, but still. But I'm going to go over this now. So, boom, we entered shorts here, and then right after this, what I wanted to see, this 1 minute fair value gap opened. So, if anything, I would like to see price maybe retrace into this fair value gap and then reject lower off of that. And then if we skip here, on the next 1 minute candle, we come up into it, and then boom, there we go, we come up into it again, and we fully test this 1 minute fair value gap, and we close below, so we respect it, which was a good sign. I was liking this even more. And then boom, there's like the displacement after we respect this. So I moved my stop then to this low, because this low to me now is now protected, because we just came into a 1 minute fair value gap and then we displaced out of it. So this low to me, this high to me is now protected. So I moved my stop to this protected high up here. And then we delivered pretty nicely to this 9:30 a.m. candle low. Cool. And then at this point now, well, spoiled. At this point now, I was now break even on my trade. So I moved my stop loss to break even once we took out this 9:30 a.m. low, and then we opened up this 2 minute, and NQ doing NQ things decided to fully test this shit even more and knocked me out right at break even. And then as soon as it did that, you can tell what happens next. Instantly delivers to my full draw. Which is super unfortunate, is what it is. Just one of those really unfortunate break-even days where I got taken out by like literally the tick, and then price just reverses straight down to my take profit. And yeah, that was that. So NQ was like the leading asset here as well. NQ was the weaker asset, so it ended up moving like faster down to these draws. So this was like a perfect trade, honestly. Was it A plus? I believe it was A plus because we had everything I needed. To be honest, we had like the accumulation pre-market. We manipulate above that accumulation pre-market. We respect this 5 minutes. We close below, and we have this massive CVD divergence. At my final bullish draw for the day. So like, to be honest, like I was super confident in taking this trade. I would take this trade any day. It made perfect sense. And as you can see, it played out very nicely, except for the fact that I got wicked out at break even. Is what it is. Unfortunate. And then honestly, from here on, I was still bearish. Don't get me wrong. We did have an SMT down here, but again, I just wasn't worried about it like at all because it just ES ended up coming down anyway and taking it out like pretty fast after. So I'll go over the other A plus, or no, I think it was A plus, but I faded it, and I'll show you why. So here we go. Yeah, this is it right here. So we opened up 10 a.m. opened, boom, 10 a.m. candle opened, and we opened up this 15-minute fair value gap right here. I think this was 10 a.m. Should have been. Yep, it was. And we were coming down towards these lows, and we were just engineering some great liquidity. Like, because I was very, very confident in this low getting hit. Like, super, super confident. It just made a lot of sense to me on the higher time frame bias and where we were headed towards the day. So I'll go over it now. I just want to go to the trade. Here we go. So we engineered like, oh, bro, this was beautiful. I should have taken this. I did try to take it, but I'm not even going to get into why I didn't take it because it just pissed me off even more. But I basically kind of messed up my sell limit. This is all just, I'm not blaming anyone but myself here. Like, this is completely my own fault. I just didn't have, I don't have, I need more experience on these charts. But I did I went on MNQ and I put, because the volatility over this month has been like crazy. So like all my stop losses have been like 60 plus points. So I'm kind of trading most of my trades on MNQ. And essentially what happened was we opened up, okay, so we engineered a little bit more here. Engineered some more liquidity here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we had this right here. Should be now. Okay, perfect. Yeah, there's literally, there it is. So again, continuation model was looking clean here. We opened up a 15-minute fair value gap. Prices had to retrace into it without taking out my final draw for the day. And on top of that, it also engineered and generated a lot of really, really nice liquidity to the downside. That was just looking, it was just looking touchable. It just, it was looking nice, right? I wanted that. And the highest time frame inversion. So again, what's an A plus continuation model for me? It is really simple. We open up a higher time frame for a value gap towards our drawn liquidity, and we haven't taken it yet, and we retrace into that for a value gap, show signs of projection, and then we take the highest time frame inversion out of that leg to whatever, to the sell side we generated here, or of course you can hold it until your final drawn liquidity. And I wanted to take this, but again, I'm not even going to get into why I didn't. I literally got cooked by TradingView. It's my own fault, but basically what happened was I clicked sell, and then I had the market order, whatever, and then I clicked take profit and stop loss. But my stop loss wasn't set because I usually set it to 500 ticks to make sure that it doesn't like gray out. Because sometimes the sell button can like gray out. See the way it's red now? This can like gray out if you have your like stop loss too small because prices can be volatile. So it's like moving up and down, and it will basically say, "Oh, this trade has already hit your stop loss," and it wasn't. So it was like a bit of a slip up for me. And I wanted to take this 5-minute inversion, which again would have been another good trade if you just had your, again, look at this, like 80 points. It's pretty big, but it's fine. I don't, as I said, like in my other trade recap, I don't believe in like not taking a trade just because the stop loss is too big. As long as it offers you positive RR, which in this case it most definitely did, you take the trade if it's an A plus model. But don't worry about your stop loss size. If your stop loss size is like this, you're just kind of coping, I feel, in a sense, because there's a reason why MNQ exists. You can just scale down if your stop loss is a little too big. If you're not comfortable with risking 75 points, just scale down. Scale down to half your position. Use 5 micros instead of 1 mini. Doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You can still take this trade. There's no reason for you to not take it just because your stop loss is a little bit bigger than usual. That's how I feel anyway. So again, I would have liked them to take shorts right here. And then after this was like 10:30. So we're getting pretty close to like my kind of get off the charts time. I get off the charts at like 11 a.m. I don't really like trading after that because the volatility really does die down. And then after this, You had to move here. Honestly, I wouldn't have really. There was no like logical position for me to really go break even on this trade, except for like these internal lows down here, I suppose. But like that's so close to your TP, it's like yeah. Well, I mean, it does make sense to go break even there. And then we ended up. Boom. We just ended up kind of consolidating within here. We edge those lows, come back up a little bit, come back down, and then in that one candle, we then delivered to full take profit as well. So that was another good trade, which I didn't fade it. Well, I did technically, but I got cooked by trading by myself, by my lack of experience in the market and the lack of experience with Tradeovate, because I was like primarily a Project X trader for a good while. This is like my first time really using Tradeovate and TradingView. So my lack of experience with TradingView, I ended up missing this trade, which is completely fine. It's whatever. So yeah, $0 on the day. Bias was super. I'm like I really couldn't have done anything better except for taking this trade, the second opportunity today, the second A plus opportunity. And like I thought it was really good. Like it was 15 minutes for a value gap. We tapped the C of it. We come into the 5 minute, pretty discounted. Like it was just a nice retrace and a healthy retrace that I definitely would have liked to capitalize off until my final draw on liquidity for the day. But again, like bias was on point. Everything else was on point. Even the way I managed my position here, up here, on this first short was also like on point. To be honest, like the way I moved my stop loss to this protected swing high. I mean, I guess you could have said that I maybe got a little bit greedy instead of not taking full take profits here, but like I was just so confident in this draw of London, like at minimum after this move, that I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to London. Like it's just so obvious to me. I just had super high conviction on it, so that's why I held it to there. And again, that resulted in me getting wicked out at break even. So pretty unfortunate day. This week so far has just been a bit of bullshit for me. It's whatever though. I'm not gonna sit there and cry about it. It's just it's part of the game, you know. Lack of experience in some technical fields like using Tradeovate properly and TradingView and all that. It's just something I'm getting used to. So it's whatever. I know I trade profitably, and I know I will be profitable trading this exact model every single day. Just gotta stay consistent and stick to my rules and not crash out, which I've been doing super well at recently. Haven't really crashed out like at all. So yeah, like that's honestly it for the day. Nothing really else from there. What did we actually do after? Did we end up reversing? Maybe we did we? Let's have a look. Let's try to go to the higher time frame. We end up inversing. So probably. Okay, yeah, we started to kind of just ranged within this kind of range. But also the really cool thing about CVD divergences is this high of the day? It is, yeah, okay, cool. Also, like another really cool thing, just to show you guys, like CVD, oh god, there's a massive CVD divergence here as well. But also just to show you, like, that CVD divergence on open, when we did this, is high of the day on NQ. It just goes to show you how powerful of an extra confluence this is. Like, this really does tell you a logical story of, I explained in my last video, but explain it again anyway, just in case if anybody's watching for the first time. So basically what a CVD divergence is here is this indicator, again, on TradingView, CVD, called cumulative volume delta. And what it basically means is, it's like an SMT in a sense, right? But what it basically tells you is that when the CVD chart, which is at the bottom here, is showing you that we came up, like for example, as you can see my mouse in this left-hand corner here, this is Asia highs, and this is Asia highs on the CVD. We came up and swept Asia highs, but then we were showing rejection off PDRAs and this internal liquidity on NQ. That's a CVD divergence, so it's like an SMT divergence, right? But CVD is saying that buyers tried to push price up here, but then they became exhausted at this point, and sellers stepped in and said, well, fuck you buyers, you're done. We're moving the price lower. And that's basically what a CVD divergence is. So it's a super strong confluence, extra confluence. I believe you can trade it with any model you use, not just mine, any order flow model, whatever it may be. Trend lines, for all I give a shit. It tells you a story, and it tells you a logical story of buying and selling pressure within the market when there's divergences like this. And as you can see on NQ, that this is literally high today. The CVD divergence that happened is quite literally high today. So cool. So yeah, that's basically it for today's trade recap. Let me know if you guys have any questions, or my Instagram as well. I have that in the bio of the video if you guys want to check that out. I just post reels and update when I post a video on YouTube as well. And my Discord as well. If you want to DM me and ask me any personal questions, feel free, go ahead. Trust me, I'm not selling no course or nothing. Just add me on Discord. I'll definitely add you back. And if you have any questions you want to ask, and fire away, like I'll answer them for sure. I love helping people. So if you guys, obviously I'm not profitable yet. Well, I believe I am, but I haven't gotten the payouts to prove otherwise. But trust me, soon come, soon come. So yeah, that's basically it for today. I hopped off after I see my draw on liquidity get taken. Well, actually, no. Realistically, I hopped off basically, like literally, as I was hopping off, I see my draw on liquidity get taken, and that was definitely enough for me to close the chart. So I was finished on that day. So yeah, that's basically it. No news today either. So I think price action in November so far. It's pretty late in November. It's the 18th. It's been pretty solid this month. It's been pretty solid. Definitely better than last month anyway. Last month was like the worst month I've ever had. Just barely caught any setups. Like only a couple A+ setups I felt presented themselves, and most of them I took were losing trades. But government shutdown and stuff has been making, of course, price action be a little tricky. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today's recap. Again, any questions, shoot me a text on Discord or Instagram, whatever suits. And yeah, that's it for today's recap. I'll check in again tomorrow, of course, and I'll upload another recap. Even if I don't trade, I'll be posting a recap anyway, just to say how I felt and what I was seeing during the market. So that's all for today's video, guys. Peace.